Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Champion, Vice Chairman of the Board of County Commissioners in Hernando County. I'm joined here by all the leadership in our county, our Sheriff's Office, our Superintendent of Schools, our Administrator, our Emergency Management Director, and our Fire Department. We're here to give you an update on Hurricane Irma. As you all know, this is a very serious storm, and now it has tracked even further west, so we're very, very concerned about the safety and well-being of the county, so we'd like to give you an update. Just a little personal note for me, my family's been here 5 generations, and I've never seen a storm this strong threaten our county like it's threatening it now. So it's important that we take it very, very serious. Another note, I like to give some recognition to all this leadership behind us, because we've had great response and great preparation to make sure our citizens are safe. I know that we're going to get some updates from Cecilia here in a second, but with our shelters open, they hold more than 8,000 right now. We're a little over 500, so there's plenty of capacity and availability for people if you need shelter for the upcoming storm. So with that said, I'd like to introduce Cecilia Patella to give us an update on emergency management. Thank you.
Good morning, Cecilia Patella, Emergency Management Director. The latest update from the National Weather Service and the National Hurricane Center basically showing a track that is going to be directly over Hernando County, even a little further to the west at this time. That change in track means that we're anticipating that we're going to get hurricane storm force winds, and that we will have surge of greater values than what had been predicted previously. We're also going to see some possible tornadoes, heavy rainfall leading to flooding, and subsequently to the rainfall this weekend, we can also see some flooding along the Withlacoochee River into next week. So we want to also warn the residents to start making their preparations along the Withlacoochee River. It is a very serious storm. We have extended the evacuation zone to all residents that live west of US 19 for precautionary reasons. We want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to get out of the area to safe shelter ahead of this storm surge and storm. So please make every effort to finalize all of your preparations and leave yourself plenty of time to get out of the area and to safe shelter ahead of the storm. With that, Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I'm Hernando County Sheriff Al Nienhuis, and in law enforcement, we work very hard to avoid apathy and avoid panic. Up until today, or maybe sometime yesterday, there was obviously a big chance of this storm taking another path. It doesn't appear that's going to happen. It appears that we are going to be in the path of this storm, and time is drawing near. You are going to have to be where you need to be tonight, preferably, and get your final preparations ready today. If you live west of US 19, even if you think you're in a house that's above ground and can withstand hurricane force winds, the problem is not that, it's flooding. And if you get a storm surge and you have some sort of emergency, we will not be able to get to you. So you need to get out of your house now if you're west of US 19 in Hernando County. Otherwise, we may not be able to help you if you're in need. We can help you today, but as the storm approaches, we're going to have a lot more difficulty, us and fire rescue, assisting you. Another very important note is please never use, I know we're a social media country and a county, please do not use social media for anything that's urgent. If you have any issues, call the emergency management line. It's posted on a lot of different websites. Of course, you can always call 911 if it's a life-threatening emergency, but again, we'd like that narrowed down to just life-threatening emergencies. We do not need to tie up 911 calls for something other than a life or death emergency. Your sheriff's deputies are out. They're patrolling until the winds get to a certain level, usually around 40 or 50 miles an hour, and we are going to have them hunker down. We have places in the county specifically for them to ride out the storm. As soon as it's safe, we're going to be back on the roads, and we'll be protecting life and property. But if you have the opportunity to get out and you're in an evacuation zone, please do it now. Don't wait. We will not be able to help you if this storm hits us directly and it is flooded west of 19. So I'm going to turn it over now to the Superintendent of Schools, She is hosting our shelters. They have been doing a great job. I've been hearing great reports, and she's going to give you some more information about some shelter openings and some things you can do if you do have to evacuate to a shelter. Dr. Romano?
Thank you, Sheriff Nienhuis. I would like to update the community at this time on our open shelters. We have Challenger K-8, which is a special needs shelter. We have Nature Coast Technical High School, which is a general population shelter and has just been opened as a pet-friendly shelter due to Dolores S. Parrott being at capacity. Again, Dolores S. Parrott Middle School is at capacity as a pet-friendly shelter and will no longer be able to accept any residents. We have Hernando High School that's open as a general population shelter, Explorer K-8, which is a general population shelter, and just opened is West Hernando Middle School. I would like to urge anyone that can come and help us to serve as a volunteer to register residents at any of our shelters. If you are able to do that to help our citizens and our residents, please come to any one of our open shelters. Again, CK8, Nature Coast Technical High School, Hernando High School, EK8, and West Hernando Middle School. And now, at this time, I'd like to introduce our Deputy Chief of our Fire Department.
Or the fire.
Good morning, Scott Hackler, County Fire Chief. I want to reiterate what everyone has said so far, is that your first responders are prepared. We've been prepared for quite some time now, and what we ask for you is to understand that this is a marathon event. This is not a 24-hour event. We're going to have dangers before the storm, during the storm, and for many days after. And so what we ask is not only to evacuate and stay out of the hazard areas during the storm, but also after. We don't need tourists, storm tourists, to come out there and want to be around the coastlines of where the damage is afterwards. To quote many emergency services organizations around the nation, let us work, let us leave. We do not want any unnecessary injuries or deaths by civilians or by first responders. So please be safe.
So just to reiterate, the Emergency Operations Center will continue to monitor. We will continue to provide updates on social media, through the website, through press briefings as available. I want to urge our residents to heed the warning, execute your evacuation plans as quickly as possible. And finally, the Emergency Operations Center will go to level 1 tonight, which means we will be operating through the overnight hours into tomorrow and as long as necessary until the event comes to some conclusion. Our phone lines are very, very, very busy, so please be patient. We recognize that residents have a lot of questions. Every single one of our phones is currently staffed. However, we know that there are some lengthy wait times, so we apologize for that. We urge you to be patient, try your call again. And thank you very much, and please stay safe.